We're continuing our journey up to the northernmost tip of Australia, exploring the beautiful waters of the Great Barrier Reef.
So this is Lizard Island. It's inside the Great Barrier Reef, about 50 miles north of Cooktown, and we're following in Captain Cook's footsteps. This is where he came, looking for a gap to get out through the Great Barrier Reef back out to sea, and he climbed up this hill and had a look out from the top of here, and that's where he saw the pass that would enable him to escape the Great Barrier Reef.
Over there. Well, it is Lizard Island. The grasshoppers here are huge. They're at least 2.5 inches long. Amazing view from up here. You can see the passage that Cook and his men left from, and we'd love to get out to the Great Barrier Reef or the outer reef out there, but it's blowing 25 knots now, so it's not going to be particularly comfortable to be either on a mooring or anchored out there.
With the boisterous trade winds preventing us from exploring the outer reef, we decided to take a look at the reef by Florence. Lizard Island is not far from the outer reef, and under the water we found a vibrant, colourful landscape. So good that we explored until we were shivering, and then returned again and again during our stay here.
Lizard Island is a good compromise between the exposed outer reef, where it's uncomfortable to anchor, and the mainland shore, where we can't usually swim because of crocodiles. Here we have a comfortable anchorage and safe swimming, yet are still close enough to the outer reef to see some amazing reef life. These green sea turtles eat seagrass and algae from the reef. This is a young turtle. You can tell how healthy they are by how fat their necks are. The fatter the better.
These giant clams can live to over 100 years old and can weigh 200 kilos. There are so many of them here that we lost count. It's great to see such a healthy section of the reef.
It's been really great to spend time on such a healthy reef with so much healthy coral and such giant clams. From the few bits of the Great Barrier Reef that we have seen, its health does seem really patchy.
Lizard Island hosts a research station for the Great Barrier Reef where they're working to understand more about the reef and how we can protect it for the future. And we hope that the reef will be protected and we'll be able to revisit it some point in the future and it'll be as good or if not better than it is now. Thanks to our patrons' donations, we've recently been able to upgrade our old underwater camera to the latest GoPro, and we've just been looking through the footage from here at Lizard Island at the reef, which you've just seen. And even on our small 14-inch laptop screen, it looks so much better than what we had before. And we'd be really interested to know how much better it looks if those of you are watching on a large screen at home.
Yeah, we're really excited about using this camera more in the future, so thank you very much to our patrons.
So Captain Cook found the pass that enabled him to go outside the Great Barrier Reef. We're not going that way, we're going to carry on inside the Great Barrier Reef all the way up to the top of Cape York, where we will finally depart from Australia and head to Indonesia.
It's the middle of the night, we've just woken up to set off to sail up the coast. It's better to leave this anchorage in the dark than arrive in the next one in the dark, so it means a 1 o'clock get up and departure time.
Well, that went pretty smoothly, getting the anchor up in the dark and getting out of the anchorage without hitting any of the other boats. Got about 20 knots out here. Thankfully the water's pretty sheltered inside the Great Barrier Reef, and we're on our way.
From Lizard Island to Thursday Island is 370 miles of sailing, sandwiched between the reef and the coastline. There are enough places to stop that we can mostly just sail during the day and then anchor at night to sleep, which is much more pleasant than having to do night watches.
It was pretty windy last night when we set off, so we only needed to put the headsail up. In fact, we had 2 reefs in that as well, and we were flying along in 26 knots of wind. It's eased off, it's beautiful now. We've just unrolled the rest of the headsail and it's fantastic sailing.
These are perfect sailing conditions.
It's amazing sailing up this coast. We've got the normal trade wind conditions, like puffy white clouds, blue skies, 15 to 20 knots of wind, but we haven't got the waves that normally come with that because we're sheltered behind the Great Barrier Reef. So we've got perfect wind and flat seas. It doesn't get any better than this. The Great Barrier Reef up this section of coast is split into tons of smaller reefs, which we've got to avoid, but it's really easy because the charts are so good around here, and there's even a shipping lane which we're following most of the time. But we're only probably seeing about 2 ships a day, so it's no problem.
Not like the English Channel.
No, definitely not like the English Channel.
It seems strange to be sailing up to our final destination in Australia at Thursday Island.
Yeah, Australia's been the country that we've stayed in the longest of any of our time since we left England. It's hard to believe we've actually been here for nearly 9 months now.
And we've really enjoyed our time here.
Here are just a few of our highlights from our time in Australia.
They really know how to do beaches here.
For us, the star of the show has to be the wildlife though.
From duckbill platypus to the cassowary, the world's most dangerous bird, we cannot believe how much wildlife we saw just wandering through the beaches and bush.
Sailing under Sydney Harbour Bridge was one of our bucket list items when we set off. It's difficult to describe the emotions we felt when we achieved it after 2 oceans and 2.5 years of sailing.
So this is Cape York, the northernmost point of mainland Australia. Come a long way since Sydney. We've not got that much further to go in Australia now. We're just going to head out to some islands in the Torres Strait where we can check out, and then it's on to Indonesia.
Well, here we are, Thursday Island, where we finally check out of Australia. We We want to say a huge thank you to everyone in Australia who's been so welcoming and friendly towards us.
We have never had so many offers to lend us a car, take us out for dinner or cook us dinner, let us use their shower or their washing machine.
Yeah, when we were in New Zealand, Kiwis warned us that Australians weren't so friendly, but they were definitely wrong.
Next time we head to Indonesia, a new country, a new continent and a new culture. We are very excited.
This video comes with special thanks to our star patrons, Bill McNamara,
Kate and Peter Adkins,
Robin Reamer,
and Joshua Baxter.
We want to say a huge thank you to everyone who supports us. We hope you're enjoying seeing the improvement that you have enabled us to make to our videos by helping to fund our new video equipment.